Hello my gorgeous makeup loving friends, how's it going? It is late on a Friday night and just yesterday I got a beautiful gift from my Patreons, and it is the new Natasha Denona Love collection. So it includes the cheek duo, the 5-pan eyeshadow palette and the lipstick. So if you want to see a video using all of these and see how I came to do this particular look, then this is the video for you. Do please keep on watching. Okay, so I am super lucky. I got gifted the Natasha Denona Love collection for 2021 by my fabulous Patreons. So I have the 5-pan palette here, the cheek thing, highlighter and blush. That's what we're calling it, and the lipstick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to swatch these with the exception of the lipstick, just so you can see what they look like. So they have the shades You Are My True Love, which is really cute. So this is what it looks like. And I'm going to do my usual thing of face swatches. So that's You Are My True. Yeah, because that's quite a highlighty shade. And then Love. I like that, that's cute. It's a really nice little colour story. And then we have, I'm just cleaning off my hands because I don't want to be gross and dig into the blush and highlighter, which, by the way, don't I look fabulous? There's a cream blush and then there's a powder highlighter, which is interesting because they don't have the usual plastic case over the cream, which they would usually do if there's a mix of a highlighter powder. So that was a bit unusual. The outside, look at that. Isn't that fabulous? Like, my little brain loves that. My skin is still absolutely horrific. So the shades are Pink Coral, which is the blush, and then Pink and Golden Champagne Duochrome, which is the highlighter. So this is the blush, quite pinky, and then the pattern. I so don't want to ruin the pattern, because the pattern, if you can see it, is just gorgeous. It has these little hearts in it. Anyways, that's what it looks like when it's swatched. But let's see what it looks like on my skin. So this is the blush and the highlight. It's quite a light highlight, so that should work okay for me. Don't even talk to me about my skin. Does anyone want to get me a new set of skin? Because it's quite sad. And then we obviously have the lipstick, which is in the shade I Need a Nude Amorosa, and that's what it looks like. There we go, the classic YouTube shot. Look at that. Very excited. So yeah, next thing is essentially trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this and make it look semi-presentable. I'm looking forward to it. What do you think, Lady Agnew? She doesn't trust me. I wouldn't trust me either, if I'm 100% honest. Yeah, she's right. So we're not going to talk about my skin. That's the whole thing. What we're going to do is try and recreate this particular eye look, and we're using, of course, the Natasha Denona. I already have this eye covered in concealer, so we're going to get started essentially straight away. I have a nice sort of a domed brush from Lois Cosmetics. Here it is, and I've put it through the colour switch, and I'm going into the dark colour there. Now, this was gifted to me by my lovely Patreons, and I'm not going to name names because I'll just inevitably miss out on some, because we actually have a pretty big group. Who'd have thought it? But my Patreons went and like, I I feel weird calling them my patrons because they're also my friends, let's be real. And they just went off and got this for me, so the whole collection. And like, I mean, I think I'm not alone in saying like everything has been a bit rubbish. Like, I'm not saying that this is a thing that's unique to me, but like I've definitely been struggling an awful lot with like mental health stuff and whatever. So when they did this, and like I have a WhatsApp group for my Patreons, and like I tried to be in it as much as I can, but obviously I'm working full time, so I had not left the Patreon group, but I wasn't looking at it for a couple of hours. And I just came back and they had organised that they were like, oh yeah, we're going to get her this because she said she really wanted it. And I was like, oh my God, like I was not hinting. Because I always get nervous that if I'm saying that I like something, it's not me saying oh, go off and buy it for me. Like I don't want to be like that person. But when they did that, I was like, oh my God, I emotionally couldn't cope. Going into this kind of dusky shade now. And anyways, I just ended up like kind of bawling, crying, because I wasn't expecting it. I feel a bit bad in the sense that I think I definitely get way more out of this whole Patreon. What am I? Am I the creator? I guess I am. Like I get way more out of the relationship because like I have all of these lovely people who I can chat with and communicate with, and like they put, you know, funny stories or dog pictures or cat pictures or whatever into the WhatsApp group. And like, you know, when you're having a crappy day, these things make such a difference. And like for me to be surrounded by such lovely, caring people, it's like it really helps when everything is a bit rubbish, you know. I'm taking this Spectrum A12 and I'm going into that dusty shade again, and I'm just going to swirl it around and just vaguely blend, I believe is the correct term. Vaguely blend. Not that I really know what I'm doing, but you know, sure, we'll see what we can do. But yeah, they got me this and it arrived the other day and I couldn't get over how quickly it arrived. And it's such a sweet and thoughtful gift. Like, I don't really know what else to say. I'm really bad at expressing myself in this way, which, you know, great when you're a mental health professional that you struggle putting words together when it comes to thoughts and feelings. That's a great sign. But yeah, I couldn't get over it. Like, it was such a big thing for somebody to like go to all that effort and care and I'm trying not to I won't get emotional. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm gonna use this Morphe brush and I'm gonna go into the dark middle shade again, and I'm just gonna pat that there and just blendy. But yeah, I do worry that sometimes I get way more out of this than they do. They're just like a phenomenal bunch of people from all the way to like Finland, to New Zealand, to the States, Canada. I mean, it's insane. Just this lovely bunch of people. This is very much becoming almost a love letter to my friends. I guess it kind of is. I mean, they're just lovely people. Like, I'm so glad I started this just to kind of get to know these people better and hang out and be silly, because, you know, we've done things like ridiculous quizzes where I've put together frankly ridiculous questions, and it's been a lot of fun. I'm using this Beauty Bay round blend brush and knocking things over. I'm going into that highlight shade. I'm going to just gently tap into it because it's quite pigmented. Just realised I blew on the brush. I'm not meant to blow on a brush. It's not meant to be like filled with like bacteria or something, but I suppose it's my bacteria, so I don't know. Don't do as I do. Just watch me and laugh, I guess. I don't know. That's a lovely little brow highlight, isn't it? Yeah. So the rest of this then is quite simple. Well, like, it's quite a simple look. As if that was like the complicated bit. I am going to do the cut crease now on camera because I rarely do it on camera. I'm just using this Real Techniques brush, came as part of a set, and I'm going into my Juvia's Face Concealer and I'm just going to cut like this. Now, I have very hooded eyes, which is a pain. I really did win the genetic lottery. Hooded eyelids, can't even see properly, you know. It's just all working out really well for me. And then I have to try and see, yeah, I have to bring it up a bit higher because you can really see just how hooded they are. And I'm like, why did I spend all that time blending? It just gets covered up. I know, it's first world problems, but it's still annoying, you know. Let me be, you know, indignant about this, okay? Just let me be indignant. So yeah, that's that. It's nice and simple, you know, nothing major there. I'm going a little bit off the Natasha Denona train here. I am using the Urban Decay Heavy Metal liner thingy in Midnight Cowboy and just gonna pop that there and attempt to essentially... What I like to do is kind of do this before I put the shadow down, because then at least if I F it up, I can kind of correct it. That's my general thoughts. So there, that's it. It's super, super simple. And then next thing, I have a Suva brush, which I got when I got the Magic and Ecstasy set. I really like it. This is the 350, and I'm just going to go into this shade here. It's quite a satin shade. It didn't give me the shimmer that I quite thought I was going to get, but no harm. This is kind of quite a gentle look. And I'm just gonna pop that there. You can see this brush is shaped really nicely, so it lets me kind of pop on that colour without too much effort. I'll probably draw a little bit more of the Midnight Cowboy liner on, but whatevs. It's future Teresa's problem. She has to deal with all of that. Okay, and then I'm taking the same brush again and I'm going into this shade here. It's a little bit, I think it's meant to be a duochrome. It doesn't really turn up as a duochrome. It's quite crumbly in the pan, so be careful. You will smash it everywhere and then you'll be like, how did that happen? And yeah, I mean, you've been warned. So again, you can see the shape of this brush. It really allows me to pop this up near the top quite handily. Don't know why I'm saying things in that way, but there you go. There. And same brush again, and I'm going into this shade here. I'm not giving you the middle finger. Don't you be thinking that I am. And I'm just going to pop that in there. Just a little bit of a highlight. Just to make it look like I have open eyes and an open heart. I don't. My heart is completely closed. Or is it? Who knows? I know I have a little brush here. Yep. I have the Morphe M562 and I'm just going to take the two shades of the satin and the sort of duochrome shade, and I'm just going to take that on the same brush and just swish. So that there's more of an even blend there. Woohoo! Nice and simple. And then I am taking that Morphe brush again and going into that dark shade and just popping it there and kind of bringing it a little bit under the lash line. Again, just swishy swishy. Isn't it amazing what, like, you know, applying jewels etc does, or like a pair of lashes? Because this is such a like, look. Like, it's nothing spectacular. It's nothing that you'd be like, oh my god, this is amazing. But like, as soon as you start gluing things to yourself, it looks better. I think that should be a lesson for life. You know, just glue things to yourself. You will do well. I mean, probably not. Maybe don't glue things to yourself. That must be a cry for help. I'm just taking a bit of the duochrome and just kind of swishing that over as well, just to gently blend it a bit more. And then take more of the black or not a black, I suppose it's more of like what, like a burgundy, not a burgundy, eggplant. There we go. That doesn't look bad. And once we've lashes, etc. on, we'll be doing well. Now, I'll show a little bit of how, like I'll put on one of the hearts here. So I got these, focus, there we go. And I'm gonna put some of those obviously around here. So I'm gonna show you how I put on, well, one of them, because let's face it, if we sat here and did all of them together, you would be driven utterly demented. And it's, you know, it's bad, like, your life is tough enough when you're having to sit down and watch me for entertainment. So I don't want to put you through all that. Like, that's just too much. So I'm going to pick up one of the little stars using a wax pen and hope that it doesn't fall off. They always do. And then a bit of glue. Yes, the glue applied. Oh, but don't get too cocky, Teresa. This is how it all falls apart. And then I'm just going to pop that there. There you go. And I'm just going to follow that pattern around. I'm going to put on liner on the lower lash line, like the waterline rather, and it is the Beauty Bay liner in Cotton Candy. And then we'll come back and I'll have lashes, etc. done, and we'll come back and apply this along with the lipstick. So let's hope I can sort out the travesty that is my face. Probably not. So I've basically put on foundation, etc. And the way that I like to put on cream blush is using a sponge. So I have this Kaleido sponge, and I'm just going to essentially take this bit here because it's nice and pointy, you know, technical terms, and I'm gonna dab it in here. And we'll see how this goes. I don't like that there isn't a plastic separator between the cream and the powder. I think that wasn't the best of choices for them. Oh, that's so pretty. I really enjoy a cream blush. Have I put too much on? Probably. Do I care? No, not even slightly. You're all just gonna have to deal with it. Oh, yeah. And there's a little bit of a glow to it as well, which is nice. And then pop a little bit on the schnoz. And a bit up here. So remember reading somewhere or seeing somewhere that you should put it up there, which I'm like, okay, if that's what you're telling me, then that is what I will do. Now we have to test out this highlighter. I'm just using, ooh, it's a Suva Beauty one. Wasn't it nice when I have nice things? So this is a Suva Beauty brush, and I'm going to go into this shade now. Ooh, I haven't bothered to take the plastic covering off it. See, I'm learning I'm not like blowing on it. And that's nice. Ooh, do knock everything over, Teresa. That is exactly the way you should do it. It's good because it's not showing up how gross and textured my skin is. The highlighter, I mean. That's nice. I always like Natasha's like highlighters and blushes, particularly the cream ones, a little bit more than I like her eyeshadows. I think that's actually weirdly where I think she does her best stuff. I'll put a bit here because, you know, why not? Can we have too much highlight? Nah, be grand. So yeah, that's that. It's not like, it isn't a wabam highlighter. Like, it doesn't really show up massively. Now that's a bit better. So you have to kind of, it's probably just that it's so hard pressed. There, yeah. I don't like having to kind of dig in like that, but it is what it is. Particularly when there's such a nice pattern. It's like, God darn you. Have I put on too much highlight? Have I put on too much blush? Probably. Definitely too much blush on this side, but I don't really care because I'm not going anywhere. Anyways, I'm going to now put on this lipstick. It is the I Need a Nude in Amorosa. This was again part of the set. Do I have any lip pencils that kind of go with it? Yeah, okay, so I have this Buxom lip liner in Undercover. It looks like it matches. Probably doesn't. Knowing my luck. Meh, whatever. Oh, it actually matches really well. I like that. So yeah, that's essentially it. I'm going to go and like put on some bronzer, etc. and we'll come back and I'll let you guys know what it is that I think of everything. And well, no, I'll zoom you into the eyes now so you can see what they actually look like. So these are the eyes. Obviously the jewel thingies always help. I'll take this off now. It's not nice when I don't have my fringe back. She jokes, I hate having my fringe back. But it does mean that you can see this a little bit better. I think it looks quite nice. So that's it. That's the whole thing. So what is it that I think of each of these? I'm going to start off with the eyeshadow palette. Now, I'm going to be a little bit biased because these have sentimental value now for me because these were purchased from my Patreons. I do think that probably this shade didn't have the best colour payoff. I thought this was a lovely highlight. The mattes were lovely and the duochrome was really nice. I think that was just the shade that kind of let it down in terms of pigmentation. So in all, I would give this probably an 8 out of a 10, which is pretty solid, all things considered. In terms of the Love Cheek Duo, the shades are beautiful. I think the highlight could be a little bit more pigmented. I kind of struggled to get it to work initially. I also think it's a real pity that they don't have a plastic barrier between the cream blush and the powder. So for that reason, and the packaging is absolutely stunning. Like, it is so, so pretty. I think because of just the practicalities around there not being a barrier and kind of struggling to get this to pay off, like it took a little bit longer than I would have liked, I'd give this maybe a 6.5 out of 10, but I still love it and still hugely appreciate it. Weirdly, I think this is the thing that I like the most. Who would have known? This is the Natasha Denona Amoroso lipstick. It's not a shade I would generally go for, but I think it looks really, really nice. It's quite a good nude for me. It's a pink tone nude. My cats are growling at each other. It's going very, very well. This I would give a 10 out of 10. In all, I think the collection is really well put together. I love the blush. I think it's like a really nice shade on me. As to how it will perform on those of a deeper skin tone, I'm not really sure. All I can do is basically engage in conjecture, and that's not really what I'm about. But that's it. That's the whole video. A huge, huge thank you to my Patreons for getting me this. Like, there are no words as to just how much I really do appreciate this, and the love and the thought and the consideration that went into this. Words are hard. I so appreciate it, and I so appreciate all of you, so thank you so much. But that's it. Do please like, comment and subscribe. Do please share, because sharing is caring, unless of course it's an STD, in which case, you know, wrap it up, don't be gross. But that's it. That's the end of the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.